I learn in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina. I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honour on a young Florentine called Claudio.
Much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion. He hath indeed bettered expectation than you must expect of me to tell you how.
I pray you, is Signor Mantanto returned from the wars or no?
No, none of that name, lady. There was none such in the army of any sort.
What is he that you ask for, niece?
My cousin means Signor Benedick of Padua.
Oh, he's returned, and as pleasant as ever he was.
He set up his bills here in Messina and challenged Cupid at the flight, and my uncle's fool, reading that challenge, subscribed to Cupid and challenged him at the bird bolt. But I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many hath he killed? For indeed, I promised to eat all of his killings.
Faith, niece, you tax Signor Benedick too much. But he'll be meet with you, I doubt it not.
He hath done good service, lady, in these wars.
You had musty victual, and he hath holp to eat it. He is a very valiant trencherman. He hath an excellent stomach.
And a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier to a lady, but what is he to a lord?
Well, a lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honourable virtues.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man. But for the stuffing, well, we are all mortal.
You must not, sir, mistake my niece. There is a kind of merry war betwixt Signor Benedick and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, she gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, and now he is the whole man governed with 1. So that if he have wit enough to keep himself warm, let him bear it for a difference between himself and his horse, for it is all the wealth he have left to be known a reasonable creature. Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
Is it possible?
Is very easily possible. He wears his faith but of the fashion of his hat. It ever changes with the next block.
I see, lady, the gentleman is not in your books.
No. And he were, I'd burn my study. But I pray you, who is his companion now? Is there no young squarer now that will make the voyage with him to the devil?
Most in the company of the right noble Folio.
Oh, Lord, who will hang upon him like a disease? He is sooner caught than the pestilence, and the taker runs presently mad. God help the noble Claudio. If he have caught the Benedick, it will cost him £1,000 ere he be cured.
I will hold friends with you, lady.
Do, good friend.
You will never run mad, niece.
Not till a hot January.
Good Signor Leonato, you are come to meet your trouble. The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace. For trouble being gone, comfort should remain, but when you depart from me, sorrow abides and happiness takes his leave.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter.
Her mother hath many times told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her?
Signor Benedick. No, for then you were a child.
If Signor Leonato be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders for all Messina, as like him as she is.
I wonder that you still be talking, Signor Benedick. Nobody marks you.
What, my dear Lady Disdain? Are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die while she have such meat food to feed it as Signor Benedick? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Then is courtesy a turncoat. But it is certain I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted. And I would I could find it in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They would else have been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I am of your humour for that. I would rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God, keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall scape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse, unto such a face as yours.
Well, you are a rare parrot, teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue, but it's so good a continuer. But keep your way, in God's name I have done.
You always end on a jade trick. I know you of old.
That is the sum of all, Leonato? Signor Claudio and Signor Benedict, my dear friend Leonato, hath invited you all. I tell him we shall stay at least a month, and he heartily prays some occasion may detain us longer. I dare swear he is no hypocrite, but prays from his heart.
If you swear, my lord, you shall not be forsworn. Let me bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled to the prince, your brother, I owe you all duty.
Oh, thank you. I am not of many words, but I thank you.
Please it your grace, lead on.
Your hand, Leonato. We will go together.
Benedict, didst thou know the daughter of Signor Leonato?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me as an honest man should do for my simple true judgment, or would you have me speak after my custom as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray thee speak in sober judgment.
Why, in faith, methinks she's too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise. Only this commendation I can afford her. Were she other than she is, she were unhandsome, and being no other but as she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkest I am in sport. I pray thee, tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after her?
Can the world buy such a jewel?
Yea, and a case to put it into.
In mine eyes, she is the sweetest lady that ever I looked on.
I can see yet without spectacles, and I can see no such matter. There's her cousin, and she were not possessed with a fury exceeds her as much in beauty as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband, have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I sworn the contrary, if Hero would be my wife.
What secret hath held you here that you followed not to Leonato's?
He is in love. With who? Now that is your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonato's short daughter.
Amen, if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth, I speak my thought.
And in faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my two faiths and troths, my lord, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
That I neither feel how she should be loved nor know how she should be worthy is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me. I will die in it at the stake.
Thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty.
And never could maintain his part but in the force of his will.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. But that I will have a recheat winded in my forehead, or hang my bugle in an invisible baldric, all women shall pardon me. Because I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any, I will do myself the right to trust none. And the fine is, for the which I may go the finer, I will live a bachelor.
I will see thee ere I die look pale with love.
If I do, hang me in a bottle like a cat and shoot at me, and he that hits me, let him be clapped on the shoulder and called Adam.
Nay, if Cupid hath not spent all his quiver in Venice, thou wilt quake for this shore.
I look for an earthquake too, then.
Well, you temporize with the hours. In the meantime, Signor Benedict, repair thee to Leonato's, commend me to him, and tell him I shall not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made great preparation.
My liege, your highness now may do me good.
My love is thine to teach. Teach it but how, and thou wilt see how apt it is to learn any hard lesson that may do thee good. Thou would be like a lover presently, and tire the hero with a book of words.
How sweetly you do minister to love, that knows love's grief by its complexion.
I know we shall have revelling tonight, and I will assume thy part in some disguise, and tell fair hero that I am Claudia, and in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart, and take her herein prisoner with the force and strong encounter of my amorous tale. Then after to her father will I break, and the conclusion is, she shall be thine. In practice, let us put it presently.
You have of late stood out against your brother, and he have taken you newly into his grace, where it is impossible you should take root, but by the fair weather that you make yourself. It is needful that that you frame the season for your own harvest.
I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. And it better fits my blood to be disdained of all than to fashion a carriage to rob love from any in this. No, I cannot be said to be a flattering honest man. Must not be denied, but I am a plain dealing villain. I am trusted with a muzzle and enfranchised with a clog. Therefore I have decreed not to sing in my cage. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
I make all use of it, for I use it only. Who comes here? What news, Baratia?
I came yonder from a great supper, and the prince your brother is royally entertained by Leonato, and I could give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it serve for any mortal to build mischief on? What is he for a fool that betroths himself on unquietness?
Marry, it is your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
Proper squire. And who? And who? Which way looks he?
Marry, on Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonato.
Come, come, let us thither. This may prove food to my displeasure. That young startup hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him any way, I bless myself every way. You are both sure and will assist me.
To the death, my lord.
My lord.
By my troth, niece, thou wilt never get thee a husband if thou be so shrewd of thy tongue.
In faith, she's too cursed.
Too cursed is more than cursed. I shall lessen God's sending that way. For it is said, God sends a cursed cow, short horns, but to a cow too cursed he sends none.
So, by being too cursed, God will send you no horns.
Well, just if he sends me no husband, for the which blessing I am at him upon my knees every morning and evening. Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard on his face. I would rather lie in the woman.
You may light on a husband that hath no beard.
And what should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman? He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth is not for me, and he that is less than a man, well, I am not for him. Therefore I will even take sixpence in earnest of the bear ward, and lead his apes into hell.
Well then, go you into hell?
No, but to the gate, and there will the devil meet me like an old cockhold with horns on his head, and say, "Get you to heaven, Beatrice, get you to heaven, here's no place for you maids." So deliver I up my apes, and away to St. Peter for the heavens. He shows me where the bachelors sit, and there we live as merry as the day is long.
Well, niece, I hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
Not till God make men of some other metal than earth. Would it not grieve a woman to be overmastered with a piece of valiant dust, to make an account of her life to a clod of wayward marl? No, uncle, I'll none. Adam's sons are my brethren, and truly, I hold it a sin to match in my kindred.
The revellers are entering, daughter. Make good room.
Lady, will you walk about with your friend?
So you walk softly and look sweetly and say nothing. I am yours for the walk, and especially when I walk away.
With me in your company?
I may say so, when I please.
Speak low if you speak low.
You will not tell me who told you so.
No, you shall pardon me.
Nor will you tell me who you are.
Not now.
That I was disdainful, that I had my good wit out of 100 merry tales. Well, this was Signor Benedict that said so.
What's he?
I'm sure you know him well enough.
Oh, not I, believe me.
Did he never make you laugh?
I pray you, what is he?
Why, he is the prince's jester. A very dull fool. Only his gift is in despising impossible slanders. None but libertines delight in him, and the commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy, for he both pleases men and angers them. And then they laugh at him. and beat him. I'm sure he is in the fleet. I would he had boarded me.
When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you say.
Sure, my brother is amorous on Hero, and hath withdrawn her father to break with him about it. The ladies follow her, but one visor remains.
That is Claudio. I know him by his bearing.
Are not you Signor Benedict?
You know me well, I am he.
Ah, Signor, you are very near my brother in his love. He is enamored on Hero. I pray you, dissuade him from her. She is no equal for his birth. You may be the part of an honest man in it.
How know you he loves her?
I heard him swear his affection.
So did I too, and he swore he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us do the banquet.
Thus answer I in the name of Benedict, but hear these ill news with the ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain so the prince woos for himself. Friendship is constant in all other things, save in the office and affairs of love. Therefore, all hearts in love use their own tongues. Let every eye negotiate for itself, and trust no agent. For beauty is a witch, against whose charms faith melteth into blood. This is an accident of hourly proof, which I mistrusted not. Farewell, therefore, hero.
Come, will you go with me?
Whither?
Even to the next willow, about your own business county? What fashion will you wear the garland of about your neck, like a usurer's chain, or under your arm like a lieutenant's scarf? You must wear it one way, for the prince hath got your hero.
I wish him joy of her. I pray you leave me.
Huh. Now you strike me like the blind man. 'Twas the boy that stole your meat, and you'll beat the post.
If it will not be, I'll leave you.
Alas, poor hurt fowl. Now will he creep into sedges. But that my Lady Beatrice should know me and not know me. The prince's fool. Huh. It may be I go under that title because I am merry. Yea, but so I'm apt to do myself wrong. I'm not so reputed. It is the base, though bitter disposition of Beatrice that puts the world into her person and so gives out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
Now, Signor, where's the Count? Did you see him?
Troth, my lord, I have played the part of Lady Fame. I found him here as melancholy as a lodge in a warren. I told him, and I think I told him true, that your grace had got the good will of this young lady. And I offered him my company to a willow tree, either to make him a garland as being forsaken, or to bind him up a rod, being worthy to be whipped.
To be whipped? What's his fault?
The flat transgression of a schoolboy who, being overjoyed with finding a bird's nest, shows it his companion, and he steals it.
Would thou make trust a transgression? The transgression is in the stealer.
Yet it had not been amiss the rod had been made, and the garland too, for the garland he might have worn himself, and the rod he might have bestowed on you, who, as I take it, have stolen his bird's nest.
I will but teach them to sing and restore them to their own.
If their singing answer your saying, by my faith you say honestly.
The Lady Beatrice hath a quarrel with you. The gentleman who danced with her told us she is much wronged by you.
Oh, she misused me past the endurance of a block. An oak with but one green leaf on it would have answered her. My very visor began to assume life and scold with her. She told me, not thinking I'd been myself, that I was the prince's jester, that I was duller than a great Thor, huddling jest upon jest with such impossible conveyance upon me that I stood like a man at a mark with a whole army shooting at me. She speaks poignards, and every word stabs. If her breath were as terrible as her terminations, there were no living near her. She would infect to the North Star. I would not marry her, though she were endowed with all that Adam had left him before he transgressed. She would have made Hercules have turned spit, yea, and have cleft his club to make the fire too. Come, talk not of her. You shall find her the internal 8 in good apparel. I would to God some scholar would conjure her, for certainly while she is here, a man may live as quiet in hell as a sanctuary, and people sin upon purpose because they would go thither. So indeed, All disquiet, horror and perturbation follows her.
Ah, look here, she comes.
Will your grace command me any service to the world's end? I will go on the slightest errand now to the antipodes that you could devise to send me on. I will fetch you a toothpicker now from the furthest inch of Asia, bring you the length of Prester John's foot, fetch you a hair off the great Cham's beard, do you any embassage to the pygmies, rather than hold 3 words conference with this harpy. You have no employment for me?
None, but to desire your good company.
Oh, God, sir, here's a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue.
Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart of Senor Benedick.
Indeed, my lord. He lent me it a while, and I gave him good use for it. A double heart for his single one. Marry, once before he won it of me with false dice. Therefore your grace may well say I have lost it.
You have put him down, lady. You have put him down.
So I would not he should do me, my lord, lest I should prove the mother of fools. I have brought Count Claudio, whom you sent me to seek.
Why, how now, Count? Wherefore art thou sad?
Not sad, my lord.
Well, how then? Sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad, nor sick, nor merry, nor well, but civil Count, civil as an orange, or something of that jealous.
I' faith, lady, I think thy blazon to be true, though I'll be sworn if he be so, his conceit is false. Here, Claudio, I have wooed in thy name, and fair hero is won. I have broke with her father, and his goodwill obtained. Name the day of marriage. God give thee joy.
Speak, Count, 'tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I would but little happy if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give away myself for you and dote upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin, or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss and let him not speak neither.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yea, my lord, I thank it, poor fool, it keeps on the windy side of care. My cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
And so she doth, cousin.
Good Lord for alliance. Thus I, and I am sunburnt. I may sit in a corner and cry, hey ho, for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
I would rather have one of your father's getting. Hath your grace ne'er brother like you? Your father got excellent husbands if a maid could come by them.
Will you have me, lady?
No, my lord. Unless I might have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace pardon me. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me. And to be merry best becomes you, for out of question you were born in a merry hour.
No, sure, my lord, and my mother cried. But then there was a star danced, and under that I was born. Cousins, God give you joy.
She cannot endure to tell of her husband.
Oh, by no means. She mocks all her wooers out of suit.
Oh, she were an excellent wife for Benedict.
Oh, Lord, my lord. If they were but a week married, they would talk themselves mad.
County Claudio, when mean you to go to church?
Tomorrow, my lord. Time goes on crutches till love have all his rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is hence a just seven-night, and a time too brief, too, to have all things answer my mind.
Come, you shake your head, it's so long a breathing. But I warrant thee, Claudio, the time shall not go dully by us. I will in the interim undertake one of Hercules' labours, which is to bring Signor Benedick and Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection, the one with the other. I would fain have it a match, and I doubt not but to fashion it, if you three will but minister such assistance as I will give you direction.
It is so. The Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonato.
Yea, my lord, but I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be medicinal to me. I am sick in displeasure to him, and whatsoever comes athwart his affection ranges evenly with mine. How canst thou cross this marriage?
Not honestly, my lord, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Show me briefly how.
I think I told your lordship a year since how much I'm in the favour of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to Hero.
What life isn't that to be the death of this marriage?
Find me a meet hour to draw Don Pedro and Count Claudio alone. Tell them that you know that Hero loves me. They will scarcely believe this without trial. Offer them instances which shall bear no less likelihood than to see me at her chamber window. Hear me call Margaret Hero. Hear Margaret term me Borachio, and bring them to see this the very night before the intended wedding. For, in the meantime, I will so fashion the matter that Hero shall be absent, and there shall appear such seeming truth of Hero's disloyalty that jealousy shall be called assurance, and all the preparation overthrown.
Throw this to what adverse issue it can. I will put it in practice. Be cunning in the work of this, and thy fee is 1,000 ducats.
I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviours to love, will, after he hath laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love. And such a man is Claudio. I have known when there was no music with him but the drum and the fife, and now he'd rather hear the tabor and the pipe. I have known when he would have walked 10 mile afoot to see a good armour, and now will he lie 10 nights awake to carving the fashion of a new doublet. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose, like an honest man and a soldier, and now is he turned orthography. His words are a very fantastical banquet, just so many strange dishes. May I be so converted and see with these eyes? I cannot tell. I think not. I will not be sworn, but love may transform me to an oyster. But I'll take oath on it, till he have made an oyster of me, he shall never make me such a fool. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman shall not come in my grace. Rich she'll be, that's certain. Wise, or I'll none. Virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Mild, or come not near me. Noble, or not I for an angel. Of good discourse, an excellent musician, and her hair shall be of what colour it please God. The Prince and Monsieur Lerve. I'll hide me in the arbour.
See you where Benedick hath hid himself.
Very well, my lord.
Come hither, Leonato. What was it you told me of today? That your niece Beatrice is in love with Signor Benedick?
Why, stalk on, the foul sits. I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither, but most wonderful that she should so dote on Signor Benedick, who she hath in all outward behaviours seemed ever to abhor.
Is it possible? Sits the wind in that corner?
By my troth, my lord, I cannot tell what to think of it, but that she loves him with an enraged affection. It is past the infinite of thought.
Maybe she doth but counterfeit.
Faith, like enough.
Oh, God, counterfeit! There was never counterfeit of passion came so near the life of passion as she discovers it.
Why? What effects of passion shows she?
Bait the hook well, this fish will bite.
What effects, my lord? She will sit you. You heard my daughter tell you how.
Oh, she did indeed.
How? How, pray you? You amaze me. I would have thought her spirit had been invincible to all assaults of affection.
I would have sworn it had, my lord, especially against Benedick.
I should think this a gull, but that the red-bearded fellow speaks it. Knavery cannot sure hide himself in such reverence.
He is taming affection. Hold it up.
Hath she made her affection known to Benedick?
No, and swears she never will. That's her torment.
It were good that Benedick heard of it by some other if she will not discover it.
To what end? He would make but a sport of it and torment the poor lady worse.
And he's sure it were an arms to hang him. She's an excellent, sweet lady, and out of all suspicion she is virtuous.
And she is exceeding wise.
In everything but loving Benedick.
Oh, my lord, wisdom and blood combating in so tender a body, we have 10 proofs to 1 that blood hath the victory. I'm sorry for her, as I have just cause, being her uncle and her guardian.
Hero thinks surely she will die, for she says she will die if he love her not. She will die ere she make her love known, and she will die if he woo her, rather than she will bate one breath of her accustomed crossness.
Well, I am sorry for your niece, but shall we go and seek Benedick and tell him of her love?
No, never tell him, my lord. Let her wear it out with good counsel.
Nay, that's impossible. She may wear her heart out first.
My lord, will you walk? Dinner is ready.
If you do not dote on her upon this, I will never trust my expectation.
Let there be the same net spread for her, and that must your daughter and her gentlewomen carry. The sport will be when they hold one an opinion of another's dotage, and no such matter. That's the scene that I would see, which will be merely a dumb show. Now, let's send her call him into dinner.
This can be no trick. The conference was sadly born. They have the truth of this from Hero. They seem to pity the lady. It seems her affections have their full bent. Love me? Why, it must be requited. I hear how I am censured. They say I will bear myself proudly if I perceive the love come from her. They say, too, that she will rather die than give any sign of affection. I did never think to marry. I must not seem proud. Happy are they that hear their detractions and can put them to mending. They say the lady is fair. 'Tis a truth. I can bear them witness. And virtuous, 'tis so. I cannot reprove it. And wise. But for loving me, by my troth, it is no addition to her wit, nor no great argument of her folly, for I will be horribly in love with her. I may chance have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken on me, but because I have railed so long against marriage. But does not the appetite alter? A man loves the meat in his youth that he cannot endure in his age. Shall quips and sentences and these paper bullets of the brain awe a man from the career of his humour? No! The world must be peopled. When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I should live till I were married. Oh, here comes Beatrice. By this day she's a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come into dinner.
Fair Beatrice, I thank you for your pains.
I took no more pains for those thanks than you take pains to thank me. Had it been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure, then, in the message?
Yea, just so much as you may take upon a nice point and choke a door withal. You have no stomach, signor? Very well.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner. There's a double meaning in that. I took no more pains for those thanks than you took pains to thank me. Or that's as much to say, any pains that I take for you is as easy as thanks. If I do not take pity of her, I am a villain. If I do not love her, I am a fool. I will go get a picture.
Now, Margaret, when Beatrice doth come, as we do trace this alley up and down, our talk must only be of Benedick. To praise him, when I do name him, let it be thy part to praise him more than ever man did merit. My talk to thee must be how Benedick is sick in love with Beatrice. Of this matter is little Cupid's crafty arrow made, that only wounds by hearsay. Now begin, or look where Beatrice, like a lapwing, runs close by the ground to hear our conference.
The pleasantest angling is to see the fish cut with her golden oars the silver stream, and greedily devour the treacherous bait. So angle we for Beatrice, who even now is crouched in the woodbine coverture. Do you not my part of the dialogue?
Then go we near her, that her ear lose nothing of the full sweet bait that we lay for it. No, truly, Margaret, she is too disdainful. I know her spirits are as coy and wild as haggards of the rock.
But are you sure that Benedick loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince and my new troth lord.
And did they bid you tell her of it, madam?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they loved Benedick, to wish him wrestle with affection and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Oh, why did you do so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full of fortunate as bed as ever Beatrice shall couch upon?
Who dare tell her so? If I should speak, she would mock me into air. Oh, she would laugh me out of myself, press me to death with wit. Therefore let Benedick, like covered fire, consume away in sighs, waste inwardly. It were a better death than die with mocks, which is as bad as die with tickling.
Oh, but yet tell her of it. Hear what she will say.
No! Rather, I will go to Benedick and counsel him to fight against his passion. And truly, I'll devise some honest slanders to stain my cousin with. One doth not know how much an ill word may empoison liking.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much without true judgment, having so swift and excellent a wit as she is prized to have, as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedick.
He is the only man of Italy. Always excepted my dear Claudio.
She's limed, I warrant you. We have caught her, madam.
If it proves so, then loving goes by haps. Some Cupid kills with arrows, some with traps.
What fire is in mine ears? Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Contempt farewell, and maiden pride adieu. No glory lives behind the backs of such. Benedick, love on. I will requite thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand. If thou dost love, my kindness shall incite thee to bind our loves up in a holy band. Brothers say thou dost deserve, and I believe it better than reporting thee.
Old Signor, walk aside with me. I have studied 8 or 9 wise words to speak to you, which these hobby horses must not hear.
For my life to break with him about Beatrice.
'Tis even so. Hero and Margaret have by this played their parts with Beatrice, and then the two bears will not bite another when they meet.
My lord and brother, God save you.
Good then, brother.
If your leisure served, I would speak with you.
In private?
If it please you, yet Count Claudio may hear, for what I would speak of concerns him.
What's the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow?
You know he does.
I know not that, when he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you discover it.
You may think I love you not. Let that appear hereafter, and aim better at me by that I now will manifest. For my brother, I think he holds you well, and in dearness of heart hath hope to effect your ensuring marriage. Surely suit ill spent and labour ill bestowed.
Why? What's the matter?
I came hither to tell you, and circumstances shortened, for she has been too long a talking of. The lady is disloyal.
Who, Hero?
Even she. Leonato's hero, your hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal.
The word is too good to paint out her wickedness. I could say she were worse. Think you of a worse title, and I will fit her to it. Wonder not till further warrant. Go but with me tonight. You shall see her chamber window entered, even the night before her wedding day. If you love her then tomorrow, wed her. But it would better fit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so.
I will not think it.
If you dare not trust that you see, confess not that you know. If you will follow me, I will show you enough. And when you have seen more and heard more, proceed accordingly.
Oh, day untowardly turned.
Oh, mischief strangely thwarting.
Oh, plague right well prevented. So will you say when you have seen the sequel.
Are they good men and true?
Yeah, or else it were pity. But they should suffer salvation, body and soul.
Nay, that were a punishment too good for them, if they should have any allegiance in them, being chosen for the prince's watch.
Well, give us our charge, neighbour Dogberry.
We are thought here to be the most senseless and fit man for the constable of the watch. Therefore, bear you the lantern. This is our charge. We shall comprehend all vagrant men. We are to bid any man stand in the prince's name.
How if a man will not stand?
Why then, take no note of him, but let him go, and presently call the rest of the watch together, and thank God you're rid of a knave.
If he will not stand when he is bidden, then he is none of the prince's subjects.
True, and we are to meddle with none but the prince's subjects. We should also make no noise in the streets, for the watch to babble and talk is most tolerable, and not to be endured.
I would rather sleep than talk. I know what belongs of a watch.
Why, you speak like an ancient and most quiet watchman, for I cannot see how sleeping should offend. One word more, honest neighbours. I pray you, watch about Signor Leonato's door, for the wedding being there tomorrow, there is a great coil tonight. Adieu, be vigilant, I beseech you.
What? Conrad!
Peace, stir not.
Conrad, I say.
Here, man, I am at thy elbow.
Stand thee close then under this penthouse, which drizzles rain, and I will, like a true drunkard, utter all to thee.
Some treason, master, yet stand close.
Know that I have tonight wooed Margaret, the lady, Hero's gentlewoman, by the name of Hero. She leans me out at her mistress's chamber window, bids me 1,000 times good night. I tell this tale vilely. I should first tell thee how the Prince Claudio and my master, planted and placed, and possessed by my master by my master, saw afar off in the orchard this amiable encounter.
And thought they Margaret was hero?
Ah, 2 of them did. The Prince and Claudio. But the devil my master knew she was Margaret, and partly by his oaths, which first possessed them, partly by the dark night, which did deceive them, but chiefly by my villainy, which did confer any slander that Don John had made, away went Claudio enraged, swore he would meet her as he appointed next morning at the temple, and there before the whole congregation, shame her with what he saw her night, and send her home again without a husband.
We charge you in the prince's name. Stand!
Masters!
Never speak. We charge you, let us obey you. Go with us.
We're likely to prove a goodly commodity being taken up by these men's bills.
A commodity in question, I warrant you. Come, we'll obey you.
Go, good partner. Go get you to Francis Seacole. Bid him bring his pen and inkhorn to the jail. We are now to examination these men.
We must do it wisely.
We will spare for no wit, I warrant you. There's that shall drive some of them to a non-come. Only get the learned writer to set down our excommunication and meet me at the jail.
Come, Friar Francis, be brief. Only to the plain form of marriage, and you shall recount their particular duties afterwards.
You come hither, my lord, to marry this lady.
No.
To be married to her. Friar, you come to marry her.
Lady, you come hither to be married to this count.
You.
If either of you know any inward impediment why you should not be conjoined, I charge you on your souls to utter it.
Know you any, hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any, Count?
I dare make his answer. None.
Oh, what men dare do, what men may do, what men daily do, not knowing what they do. Stand thee by, friar, father, by your leave, will you with free and unconstrained soul give me this maid, your daughter?
As freely, son, as God did give her me.
And what have I to give you back, whose worth may counterpoise this rich and precious gift?
Nothing, unless you render her again.
Sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonato, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. She's but a sign and semblance of her honour. Behold how like a maid she blushes here. Now what authority and show of truth can cunning sin cover itself withal? Comes not that blood as modest evidence to witness simple virtue? Would you not swear, all you that see her, that she were a maid by these exterior shows? But she is none. She knows the heat of a luxurious bed. Her blush is guiltiness, not modesty.
What mean you, my lord?
Not to be married, not to knit my soul to an approved wanton.
Dear my lord, if you, in your own proof, have vanquished the resistance of her youth and made defeat of her virginity...
I know what you would say. If I have known her, you'll say she did embrace me as a husband, so extenuate the foreign sin. No, Leonato, I never tempted her with word too large, but as a brother to his sister, showed bashful sincerity and comely love.
Sweet prince, why speak not you?
What should I speak? I stand dishonoured that have gone about to link my dear friend to a common stable.
These things spoken, or do I but dream?
Sir, they are spoken, but then these things are true.
This looks not like a nuptial.
Let me but move one question to your daughter, and by that fatherly and kindly power that you have in her, bid her answer truly.
I charge thee do so, as thou art my child.
Defend me? How am I beset? What kind of catechizing call you this?
What man was he talked with you yesternight out at your window betwixt 12 and 1? Now, if you are a maid, answer to this.
I talked with no man at that hour, my lord.
Why, then you are no maiden. Leonato, I am sorry you must hear, but on my honour, myself, my brother, and this grieved count did see her, hear her at that hour last night talk with a ruffian at her chamber window, who hath indeed, like a most liberal villain, confessed the vile encounters they have had 1,000 times in secret.
Oh, why, how now, cousin? Wherefore sink you down?
Come, let us go. These things thus come to light. Smother her spirits up.
How doth the lady?
Dead, I think. Help, uncle. Hero, why hero? Uncle, Signor Benedict Friar.
Lady,
Dost thou look up?
wherefore should she not?
Wherefore? Why, does not every living earthly thing cry shame upon her? Can she here deny the story that is printed in her blood? Do not live, hero. Do not ope thine eyes. For did I think thou wouldst not quickly die, thought I thou spirits were stronger than thy shames, myself and on the rearward of reproaches strike at thy life.
On my soul, my cousin is belied.
Lady, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not. Although until last night I have this 12-month been her bedfellow.
Confirmed, confirmed. Oh, that is stronger maid which was before barred up with ribs of iron. Would the two princes lie? And Claudio lie that loved her so, speaking of her foulness, washed it with tears. Hence from her, let her die.
Lady, what man is he you are accused of?
They know that do accuse me. I know none. If I know more of any man alive than that which maiden modesty doth warrant, let all my sins lack mercy. Oh, my father, prove you that any man with me conversed at hours unmeet, or that I yesternight maintain the change of words with any creature, refuse me, hate me, torture me to death.
There is some strange misprison in the princes.
2 of them have the very bent of honour, and if their wisdoms be misled in this, the practice of it lives in John the Bastard, whose spirits toil in frame of villainies.
I know not. If they but speak truth of her, these hands shall tear her. If they wrong her honour, the proudest of them shall well hear of it.
Pause a while, and let my counsel sway you in this case. Your daughter here the princes left for dead. Let her a while be secretly kept in, and publish it that she is dead indeed. Maintain a mourning ostentation, and on your family's old monument hang mournful epitaphs, and do all rites that appertain unto burial.
What shall become of this? What will this do?
She dying, as it must so be maintained, upon the instant that she was accused, shall be lamented, pitied, and excused of every hearer. So will it fare with Claudio. When he shall hear she died upon his words, then shall he mourn, and wish he had not so accused her. Let this be so, and doubt not that success will fashion the event in better shape than I can lay it down with likelihood. But if all aim but this be levelled false, the supposition of the lady's death will quench the wonder of her infamy.
Being that I flow in grief, the smallest twine may lead me.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason. I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
Ah, how much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is not that strange?
As strange as a thing I know not. It were possible for me to say I loved nothing so well as you. But believe me not, and yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor I deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says I love not you.
Will you not eat your word?
With no sauce that could be devised to it, I protest I love thee.
Why then, God forgive me.
What offence, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest I loved you.
And do it, with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart, there is none left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone, though I am here. There is no love in you, nay, pray me, let me go.
Beatrice!
In faith, I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with thee, than fight with mine enemy?
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height of a villain that hath slandered, scorned, dishonoured my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man! What, bear her hand in public until they come to take hands, and then with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancour? Oh God, that I were a man, I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Beatrice.
Oh, talk of the man out of window, a proper saying.
Nay, but Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she is wronged, she is slandered, she is undone.
Tarry, good Beatrice, by this hand, I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than by swearing by it.
Think you in your soul that the Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yea, as sure as I have a heart or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will kiss your hand, and so I leave you. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear of me, so think of me. Go, comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead. And so, farewell.
Is our whole assembly appeared?
A stool and a cushion for the sexton.
Which be the malefactors?
Marry, that am I my partner.
Nay, that is certain. We have the exhibitions to examine.
But which are the offenders that are to be examined? Let them come before Master Constable.
Yeah, marry, let them come before me. What is your name, friend?
Braccio.
Pray, write down Baraccio. Yours, Sirrah?
I am a gentleman, and my name is Conrad.
Write down Master Gentleman Conrad. Masters, do you serve God?
Marry,
Yes,
sir.
we hope.
Write down that they hope they serve God. Right, God first. For God defend, but God should go before such villains. Masters, it is proved already that you are little better than false knaves, and it will go near to be built so shortly. How answer you for yourselves?
Marry, sir, we say that we are none.
Oh, a marvellous witty fellow, I assure you, but I will go about with him. Come you hither. Sirrah, a word in your ear. I say to you, it is thought you are false knaves.
Sir, I say to you, we are none.
Well, stand aside. For God, they are both in a tale. Have you written down that they are none?
Master Constable, you go not the way to examine. You must call for the watch that are their accusers.
This man said, sir, that Don John, the prince's brother, was a villain.
Write down Prince John a villain. Why, this is flat perjury. To call the prince's brother villain?
Master Constable.
Pray thee, fellow, peace. I do not like thy look, I promise thee.
What heard you him say else?
Marry, that he had received 1,000 ducats of Don John for accusing the lady hero wrongfully.
Flat burglary as ever was committed.
Oh, and this is more masters than you can deny. Prince John is this morning secretly stolen away. Hero was in this manner accused, in this very manner refused, and upon the grief of this suddenly died. Master Constable, let these men be bound and brought to the Leonatos. I will go before and show him their examination.
Come, let them be opinioned. Let them be opinioned.
And let them be in hands.
Away! You're an ass! An ass!
Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Oh, that he were here to write me down an ass! But, masters, remember that I am an ass. Though it be not written down, yet forget not that I am an ass. No, thou villain, thou art full of piety, as shall be proved upon thee by good witness. I am a wise fellow, and which is more, an officer, and which is more, a householder, and which is more, as pretty a piece of flesh as any is in Messina, and one that knows a law go to, and a rich fellow enough go to, and a fellow that hath had losses, and one that hath had 2 gowns, and everything handsome about him. Bring him away. Oh, that I have been writ down an ass.
Good then, good then.
Hear you, my lords.
We have some haste, Leonato.
Some haste, my lord. Well, fare you well, my lord. Are you so hasty now? Well, all is one.
Nay, good old man, do not quarrel with us. My heart is sorry for your daughter's death, but on my honour she was charged with nothing but what was true and very full proof of.
My lord, my lord.
I will not hear you. Ah, see, here comes the man we came to seek.
Now, senor, what news?
Good day, my lord.
Welcome, senor. You are come almost apart, almost a fray.
In a false quarrel there is no true valour. I came to seek you both.
I'm an honest man. He looks pale. Art thou sick or angry?
What courage, man. What though care killed a cat, thou hast mettle enough in thee to kill care.
Shall I speak a word in your ear?
God bless me from a challenge.
You are a villain. I jest not. I will make it good how you dare, with what you dare, and when you dare. Do me right, or I will protest your cowardice. You have killed a sweet lady, and her death shall fall heavy on you. Let me hear from you.
Well, I will meet with you, so I may have good cheer.
Fare you well, boy. You know my mind. My lord, for your many courtesies, I thank you. I must discontinue your company. Your brother the bastard is fled from Messina. You have among you killed a sweet and innocent lady. For my Lord Lackbeard there, he and I shall meet. Until then, peace be with him.
He is in earnest.
In most profound earnest, and I'll warrant you for the love of Beatrice.
And hath challenged thee.
Most sincerely.
Oh, what? How now? Two of my brother's men bound, and Baraccio one.
Hearken after their offence, my lord.
Officers, what offence have these men done?
Marry, sir, that they have committed false report. Moreover, they have spoken untruths. Secondarily, they are slanderers. Sixth and lastly, they have belied a lady. Thirdly, they have verified unjust things. And to conclude, they are lying knaves.
First, I ask thee what they have done. Thirdly, I ask thee what's their offence. Sixth and lastly, why they are committed, and to conclude, what do you lay to their charge?
Rightly reasoned, and in his own division, and by my troth there's one meaning well suited.
Masters, who have you offended that you are thus bound to your answer? This learned constable isn't too cunning to be understood. What's your offence?
Sweet prince, let me go no farther to mine answer. Do you hear me? And let this count kill me. I have deceived even your very eyes. What your wisdoms could not discover, these shallow fools have brought to light, who in the night overheard me confessing to this man how Don John, your brother, incensed me to slander the Lady Hero, how you were brought into the orchard and saw me court Margaret in Hero's garments, how you disgraced her whom you should marry her. My villainy they have upon record, which I had rather seal with my death than repeat over to my shame. The lady is dead upon mine and my master's false accusation, and briefly I desire nothing but the reward of a villain.
Runs not this speech like iron through your blood?
I have drunk poison whilst he uttered it.
But my brother set thee on to this.
Yea, and paid me richly for the practice of it.
Oh, he is composed and framed of treachery, and fled he is upon his villainy.
Sweet hero, now her image doth appear in the rare semblance that I loved it first.
Which is the villain? Let me see his eyes, that when I note another man like him, I may avoid him. Which of these is he?
If you would know you're wrong, and look on me.
Art thou the slave that with thy breath hast killed mine innocent child?
Yea, even I alone.
No, not so, villain. Thou beliest thyself. Here stand a pair of honourable men. A third is fled that had a hand in it. I thank you, princes, for my daughter's death. Accord it with your high and worthy deeds. 'Twas bravely done, if you bethink you of it.
I know not how to pray your patience, yet I must speak. Choose your revenge yourself. Impose me to what penance your invention can lay upon my sin. Yet sinned have I not, but in mistaking.
I cannot bid you bid my daughter live. That were impossible. But I pray you both, possess the people of Messina here how innocent she died. And if your love can labour aught in sad invention, hang an epitaph upon her tomb and sing it to her bones. Sing it tonight. Tomorrow morning, come you to my house, and since you could not be my son-in-law, be yet my nephew. My brother hath a daughter, almost the copy of my child that's dead, and she alone is heir to both of us. Give her the right you should have given her cousin, and so dies my revenge.
Oh, noble sir, your overkindness doth wring tears from me. I do embrace your offer, and dispose for henceforth of poor Claudio.
Tomorrow then I will expect your coming. Tonight I take my leave. This naughty man shall face to face be brought to Margaret, who I believe was packed in all this wrong, hired to it by your brother.
No, by my soul, she was not, nor knew she what she did when she spoke to me, but always hath been just and virtuous in anything that I do know by her.
I leave an arrant knave with your worship, which I beseech your worship to correct yourself for the example of others. God keep your worship. I wish your worship well. God restore you to health. I humbly give you leave to depart, and if a merry meeting may be wished, God prohibit it. Come, neighbour.
Until tomorrow morning, lords. Farewell.
We will not fail.
Tonight I'll mourn with Hero.
I mean in singing, but in loving. Leander the good swimmer, Troilus the first employer of panders, and a whole bookful of these quondam carpet mangers whose names yet run smoothly in the even road of a blank verse, why, they were never so truly turned over and over as my poor self in love. Marry, I cannot show it in rhyme. I've tried. I can find out no rhyme to lady, but baby, an innocent rhyme. For scorn, horn, a hard rhyme. For school, fool, a babbling rhyme. Very ominous endings. No, I was not born under a rhyming planet, nor I cannot woo in festival terms. Sweet Beatrice, wouldst thou come when I called thee?
Yea, signor, and depart when you bid me.
Oh, stay but till then.
Well, then is spoken. Fare you well now. And yet, ere I go, let me go with that what I came, which is, with know what hath passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words, and thereupon I will kiss thee.
Ah, foul words is but foul wind, and foul wind is but foul breath, and foul breath is noisome. Therefore I will depart unkissed.
Thou hast frighted the word out of his right sense, so forcible is thy wit. But I must tell thee plainly, Claudio undergoes my challenge, and either I must shortly hear from him, or I will subscribe him a coward. And I pray thee now, tell me for which of my bad parts didst thou first fall in love with me?
For all of them altogether, which maintain so politic a state of evil that they will admit no good parts to intermingle with them. But for which of my good parts did you first suffer love for me?
Suffer love, a good epithet. I do suffer love indeed, for I love thee against my will.
Oh, in spite of your heart, I think. Alas, poor heart, if you spite it for my sake, I will spite it for yours. For I will never love that which my friend hates.
Thou and I are too wise to woo peaceably.
It appears not in this confession. There's not one wise among 20 that will praise himself.
An old instance, Beatrice, that lived in the time of good neighbours. If a man do not erect in this age his own tomb ere he dies, he shall live no longer in monument than the bell rings and the widow weeps.
And how long is that, think you?
Question. Why, an hour in clamour and a quarter in room. Therefore it is most expedient for the wise, if Don Worm his conscience find no impediment to the contrary, to be the trumpet of his own virtues, as I am to myself. So much for praising myself, who I myself will bear witness is praiseworthy. And now tell me, how doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And how do you?
Very ill too.
Serve God, love me, and mend. There I will leave you two, for here comes one in haste.
Madam, you must come to your uncle, yonder's old call at home. It is proved my lady hero hath been falsely accused. The prince a Claudio mightily abused, and Don John is the author of all, who is fled and gone. Will you come presently?
Will you go hear this news, signor?
I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, and be buried in thine eyes. And moreover, I will go with thee to thy uncle's.
Did I not tell you she was innocent?
So are the Prince and Claudio, who accused her upon the error that you had debated. But Margaret was in some fault for this, though against her will, as it appears in the true cause of all the question.
Well, I am glad that all things sort so well.
And so am I, being else by faith enforced to call young Claudio to a reckoning for it.
Well, daughter, and you gentlewomen all, withdraw into a chamber by yourselves, and when I send for you, come hither masked.
Friar, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, signor?
To bind me or undo me, well, one of them. Signor Leonato, truth it is, good signor, your niece regards me with an eye of favour.
What's your will?
This day to be conjoined in the state of honourable marriage, in which, good friar, I shall desire your help.
My heart is with your liking.
And my help. Oh, here comes the prince and Claudio.
Good morrow to this fair assembly.
Good morrow, Prince. Good morrow, Claudio. We here attend you. Are you yet determined today to marry with my brother's daughter?
I'll hold my mind.
Good morrow, Benedict. Why, what's the matter that you have such a February face, so full of frost, storm, and cloudiness?
Here comes other reckonings. Which is the lady I must seize upon?
This same is she, and I do give you her.
Why, then she's mine. Sweetheart, let me see your face.
No, that you shall not, till you take her hand before this friar and swear to marry her.
Give me your hand before this holy friar. I am your husband, if you like of me.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero.
Nothing certainer. One hero died defiled, but I do live. And surely as I live, I am a maid.
The former hero, the hero that is dead.
She died, my lord, but whiles her slander lived.
Soft and fair, friar. Which is Beatrice?
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do you not love me?
Why, no. No more than reason.
Why, then your uncle and the Prince and Claudio have been deceived. They swore you did.
Well, do you not love me?
Well, troth, no. Well, no more than reason.
Why, then my cousin and Margaret are much deceived, for they did swear you did.
They swore you were almost sick for me.
They swore you were well nigh dead for me.
'Tis no such matter. Then you do not love me?
No, truly. But in friendly recompense.
Come, cousin, I am sure you love the gentleman.
And I'll be sworn upon it that he loves her, but for here is a paper written in his hand, a halting sonnet of his own pure brain fashioned to Beatrice.
And here's another, written my cousin's hand, stolen from her pocket, containing her affection unto Benedict.
A miracle! Here's our own hand against our hearts. Come, I will have thee, but by this light I take thee for pity.
Ah, I would not deny you, but this good day I yield upon a great persuasion, and partly to save your life, for I was told you were in a consumption.
Peace! I will stop your mouth.
My lord, your brother John is taken in flight and brought with armed men back to Messina.
Think not on him till tomorrow. I'll devise thee brave punishments for him. Strike up, pipers!